Yo, what's good? Real flow. Back with another video. How are we doing, boys? This one, I'm going to be talking about something very popular and something that everyone loves to talk about, but no one ever gets down to the nitty gritty. Hey, you know what I'm talking about. You already know, I don't even have to say. NoFap. Yeah, literally everyone talks about NoFap. 3 NoFap tricks to make sure that you never relapse again. Yeah, well, it's all fucking gobbledygook. I'm serious, bro. The best way to do NoFap, I'm serious, and I'm adopting this philosophy from now on. I've been struggling with NoFap for what, 5 years maybe, and it's a tough one. But I think I've cracked the code. I think I understand how to beat this addiction now, and it's not about willpower or anything like that. What you've got to do, essentially, is picture yourself as someone that doesn't masturbate. Yeah. Picture yourself as someone that doesn't fap anyway. So why would they need to fap? If you are someone who doesn't fap, then you're not going to fap. Do you know what I'm saying? Instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to do this NoFap challenge and I'm going to go a month without watching porn. I'm going to go a month without jerking off. If you are serious about NoFap and you want to do it regularly, you want to keep it going, you need to make it a lifestyle. So as JT says, don't count the days, let the days count. I'm serious, man. It's about identity. You need to make it your identity that you don't do those things. So why would you even consider doing it? Like, it shouldn't even come into your brain. Obviously, if you're going to do this, you need to replace that habit with something else. And that comes into an idea that I actually discovered from, I'd say a friend of mine, someone I speak to quite regularly, called Philip. He's got a great course on NoFap, and he's helped me a lot, to be honest. But he talks about ADHD, which is anxiety, depression. All those are essentially signs that your body is just your brain is just trying to reset itself. It's trying to normalize itself. And the reason you watch porn is because it's an escape to try and help correct yourself. It's not necessarily a problem. Like, it doesn't make you a bad person for watching porn. It's just your brain saying, I need to correct myself, so I'll use this as a way to do it. But instead, what you should do is you replace that habit, not with something like working out or going for runs, because they target 2 completely different things. You need to replace it with something like meditation or going for walks, possibly, or a lot of mindfulness. Something slow, something that is quite mindful. Because essentially, there's 2 parts of your brain. You have the parasympathetic brain and you have the sympathetic brain. And if you're working out, essentially what you're doing is you're stimulating the sympathetic nervous system. But if you meditate or, say, watch porn, that's the parasympathetic nervous system. It's like the, whoa, chill out, bro. So you need to do something that is going to be aligned with that habit. It has to be this. It has to have the same function, essentially. So yeah, just be a person who meditates instead of someone who jerks off, because essentially what you're doing is you're running from your problems, but you're using the wrong habit as a way to combat the problem. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's various other ways to do it, and obviously, porn is massively overstimulating in comparison to meditating. But meditating is a much better option. But so you need to visualize yourself as a person who doesn't watch porn daily. You need to think, I don't watch porn. You need to make that your identity. I don't masturbate. That's your identity. It's not a challenge. You're not doing it for 30 days. Because if you say, oh, I went 30 days on NoFap, that's pretty amazing. You're restricting yourself to those 30 days. Like, you could go forever if necessary. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're constantly thinking, oh my God, I'm on day 15, am I going to make it to day 16? Am I going to make it to day 17? You're never going to progress past those days, because you're going to start worrying that you're not going to make it to those days, essentially. So you're more likely to slip up. It's like walking on ice. Instead, you shouldn't even be walking on ice. You should be walking on a road completely different to that ice path, where you're thinking, oh my God, I can't slip up today because I'm on day 16 and tomorrow I'm on day 17. I'm so close. But you're close to what? Because if you're thinking, oh, I'm only going to go this month, say, no, not November, I'm going to go this month without jerking off, but I do want to do NoFap as a lifestyle, you're not going to be able to, because you're always thinking, I've got to make it to a certain amount of days. You're limiting yourself before you've even started. So the best approach, I'd say, is just to nail in your head that it needs to be a lifestyle and you shouldn't count the days. You should just make it so you think, trick your brain, constantly thinking, this is not what I do. I don't jerk off. First Man did an incredible video on this, and you should all go watch it. And Hamza did a video on self-image that I watched, which I'm taking a piece off here. It comes down to self-image. You need to see yourself as someone that doesn't masturbate. So it shouldn't even enter your brain to think, I need to jerk off. Do you know what I'm saying? So it seems so simple, but it is really the best approach. I'm not saying it's the best approach. I'm only just trying it, but it's so much more freeing. It is so much more freeing to think, I don't jerk off, so why would I? Like, you don't need to count the days. There's no point worrying what day you're on. There's no superpowers depending on what day. I mean, there is if you've been severely addicted, but most of that is just placebo. It's in your head. Like, if there could be a guy who jerks off 20 times a day, but if he sees himself as someone who just can talk to any girl, can work out constantly, can lift 50 kg, arm curl or whatever, I don't know, then he's gonna be that person, because it's about his self-image, it's about how he perceives himself. So perceive yourself as someone that doesn't do bad habits like that. Obviously, if you've got trauma and stuff, you need to do the deep work and you need to find the root cause. There's no point just running away and thinking, oh my God, it's all right, I can just go 100 days. I can just go cold turkey. Because even if you do go 100 days, you're not going to get out of that pit. That idea that you do masturbate, that's going to be natural for you. So you think, your body's thinking, oh, I'm going to go back to that anyway after I've done this 100 days. So what? Why wouldn't I? Do you know what I mean? Like, it seems very simple, but to me, it makes the most sense. You just need to get it ingrained into your head. And however long that takes, it doesn't matter. You can sit down every night and just visualize yourself on 2 years free. Just visualize yourself as someone that doesn't masturbate. Just visualize yourself constantly. Just thinking, this is how I should be. Like, I shouldn't be someone that jerks off. Like, you are better. I am better. Do you know what I mean? And I think that'll help. It's not a challenge. It shouldn't be memeified. It's like the NoFap community. Chris on First Man made a great point about this. It keeps you trapped in this environment where it feels like you can't escape. It feels like you've got people around telling you like, oh, you're so good for doing 20 days, and then you relapse, and then you've got this community that's like, oh, we can help you out with this and this. But it's keeping you in the mindset of, oh, I'm doing NoFap, oh, I'm doing NoFap, oh, I'm doing NoFap. And I'm guilty of that. I've been doing it for the past 4 years. But I'm doing my best now to forget about the fact that I'm doing NoFap, and I'm just going to move forward without that thought in my head constantly that I need to be on a certain amount of days. Because it doesn't work like that. You're just wishing your life away. I mean, I do. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, next week I'll be on 25 days. So what, like, life's not going to change on that day. And I think that's that's a negative stigma that's passed on from NoFap, that they've got this idea of superpowers on a particular day. It doesn't work like that. Like, it's different for everyone. It's like completely different for everyone, but you shouldn't get caught up on the superpowers. You should just do it because it's something you do, not because you'll get superpowers from it. And I think that's letting go of that side of your ego where you think, oh my God, if I do this, then I'm going to have all these things. But yeah, I definitely think if you want to be the best at this, well, not even if you want to be the best, if you want to be successful at this, it takes a lot of deep work. You've got to understand how your brain works first, understand yourself more. Once you understand yourself more, then you can be like, right, we need to change this. and make it so it's a lifestyle and not just a challenge that I'm doing, because it's never going to work. You're just going to be constantly chasing tails. Like, do you want to be 60 years old and thinking, oh wow, I'm 40 days on NoFap, but I haven't got anything to show for it, but I mean, I've done this many days on NoFap. It doesn't matter that much really in the grand scheme of things. It's just one small piece of a huge pie. So just do your best to forget about it. That's what I can say. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it very much. I'll see you in the next video. Yeah, I'm going to get a better camera. 100% this camera is it's not terrible, but it is pretty shit. Excuse my French. It's pretty bad. Might have to bleep that out. But yeah, appreciate you all for watching. Almost at 100 subs. Class. I'm going to do more impression videos, I promise. But we're going to get the ball rolling. Alright. Peace out, y'all.